All right, it is 9 o'clock. So we are going to start our morning. Good morning, boys and girls. Let me hear you say it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There you are. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to just meet each of you this morning. So Alyssa, good morning. Let me either see you chat.
Good morning.
There you are. There's Alyssa. And Ariana, good morning, Ariana. Use your microphone and say good morning to me.
Good morning.
Thank you, Ariana. Good morning, Chase. Let me hear Chase.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chase. And the morning check-in, there's Alyssa. Thank you for joining me. There's Eileen, Isabella. We have Billy, good job. Chase, good job. Emma, good job. Come on over to the Jamboard and change your sticky note to green so that I know you are here with us today. Okay, with us. Okay, kids, we are on to our attendance. You can see I've been keeping attendance this week. So if I missed anybody from yesterday or the day before, let me know. I want to make sure I have everybody attended and I have you marked. And then for our week 3 math facts, we had a few of you improving yesterday, but not as many as usual. Okay, so just to point out, Desi, excellent job. You went up, Desi, to 83% in your reflex math facts. So really good job, Desi. Charles and Eric went up over 10 percentage points. So Charles and Eric, here you guys are. You went up to 71%. That was awesome. A lot of improvement yesterday, guys. All right, so our daily schedule is here. Let's just talk a little bit about our daily schedule, okay? We, again, start with our warm-ups and our routines. First thing, thank you, Abel. Thank you for correcting me. And then we'll go to our brain break rooms, and we'll visit our virtual rooms for your brain break time. 15 minutes. We'll go back to our Jamboard practice and practice together. After that, we'll have our 15 minutes for reflex math facts. Okay, we'll come back to a Jamboard practice again. And if we have time, I always try to squeeze in some of our Khan Academy work or splash math, but sometimes we run out of time for that, don't we? We'll do our daily reflection at the end, and then we'll end our meet at 11, okay? This week's priorities, remember, we're working on expressions, okay? So what is it that we're working on? Let me hear you guys in the microphone. What are we working on this week?
Expressions.
Thank you to the one person participating. How about the rest of you? What are we working on this week?
Expressions.
Yes, writing expressions and then understanding or interpreting expressions, all with numbers and operations, okay? So we are expressing math, writing and interpreting expressions. So we are working on writing an expression, and some of these are from word problems or videos that we're using where we are determining what expression to write. Now, remember, we are interpreting, but we're not evaluating. So we're not making an equation. We're just working on expressions. What's the difference? Who remembers? What's the difference?
An equation has an equal sign?
Yes, Isabella, an equation has an equal sign and we actually find the answer, right? Or we evaluate to find the answer, but we're focusing without that. So that means we're doing what instead? Someone
Without equation?
Equations.
Yeah, so Chase, go ahead. What did you want to say?
Equations have an equal sign?
Yes, and we are only doing expressions. So I really am not trying to find a solution. I'm trying to just figure out how to write it out as like a math expression today, okay? So that's our goal. That's our daily schedule and our goal. And then let's take a look again at our class agreement, just so that we make sure we're all on the same page. We've done a great job about all being in quiet rooms, being on time. Thank you, thank you. I had 20 people already out of 21 on time. So we have 21 total blue dots and ready for it. Splat. Okay, so now with your splat covered, we're going to use our chat box. Now for today, for your chat box, I want you to be ready to type it, but don't hit send. Okay, so we type what we think is hiding under the splat. We type what we think the expression is going to be. We don't hit send yet. Okay, we're all going to hit send at the same time. So first, we know we have 21 altogether. And how many are still showing? Use your microphone. How many blue dots are still showing?
5.
Yes, so we need to take the 21 and take away those 5 that we see. so that we can determine what's hiding. All right, so let's take away those 5 that we see, and we are going to determine what's hiding. So how much is hiding? Go ahead and use your microphone. How many blue dots are hiding? Say it again.
8 in each splat.
Well, let's see how many blue dots are hiding all together first. So all together, how many blue dots are hiding?
16.
Okay, so now in the chat box, before you start typing, before you hit send, I want you to type out the expression. So that means I want you to figure out how much is under each splat. Write it as a numerical expression like we've been practicing these last couple of days. Write it as a numerical expression. So if we know there's 16 still hiding and we know we have 2 splats, yeah, Billy. So Billy's thinking, okay, I'm thinking it's 8 and 8. I'm thinking it's 8 and 8 because we have the same number under each splat. So now we're going to take all those numbers and put it into an expression. Get ready to hit the send button. So you're typing it. I'm going to type it too, but I'm not hitting the send button yet. So I am going to type my expression of what I think this problem is showing. Here I go. I'm going to type my expression. I need to make sure I'm adding those extra 5. I don't need an equal sign. I don't need 21 because that's my equals. That's my equation, just the expression. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, hit send. So let's see what we came up with. Yes, I see an 8 plus 8. Yes, I see 8 plus 8 and the 5. I see another 8 plus 8 and the 5. Yes, Emma, just add another plus sign there. Okay, good. I see. Do you notice how I did mine in parentheses? Do you see the parentheses? Who can see the parentheses on mine? Let me hear you. Who sees the parentheses? Chase said he sees the parentheses. Anyone else? Lily says she sees the parentheses. All right. So I put parentheses so that I could show those splats first, right? I have 8. I have 2 groups of 8. So I did 8 times 2. Yes, Penelope. Yes. 8 times 2. You've got 2 groups of 2. So that's just another way to write it. Okay. You can multiply the 2 splats and then you can add the remaining pieces. Excellent. Let's see if we were right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 under the first splat. 8 under the second splat. We have winky face plus winky face. And then here we have a new, what is his name?
Yawn face.
Yawn face. Perfect. Yawn face. What are we going to do first? Add the 2 winky faces or multiply times yawn face?
Multiply times yawn face.
Beautiful. And that's because of?
PEMDAS.
Yes, it is. 8 times what is 48 or a number close to 48? 8 times what?
8 times 6.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Isabella said 6 also in the chat box. 8 times 6 is 6 times 8 is 48. I know that rhyme. 6 times 8 is 48. So I'm going to put that here and I'm going to see, 48 plus 8. That is too big, isn't it? Because I can't do 48 plus 8. So let's try another one. Okay, let's try 5. Let's see if 5 works. I like that we tried something and we realized it wasn't correct. So let's try 5. Okay, 8 times 5. What's 8 times 5?
40.
40. And what's 40 plus 8?
48.
Beautiful, beautiful. Lily, thank you for giving us that suggestion. Let's move on because of time. We're going to move on so we can make sure we get our whole emoji problem. Alyssa, beautiful equation. I love that. I love, again, your expression. You didn't put an equal sign, so you just have your expression to show us what we came up with. We've got 5 for the yawn face. We got to come back up here and do smiley face. So how much was smiley face worth?
9.
9.
9, and we have 2 of them. So how are we going to show that?
9 plus 9.
We could do 9 plus 9, or we could do 9 times 2, right? And so that goes in parentheses because that's going to be its own separate little part here. So everybody knows where we're going. We're going to our Brain Break virtual room in your Google Classroom. So get over to your Google Classroom on another tab. Keep our Meet open and go to your Brain Break virtual room. And then from there, you can choose which room you'd like to visit. So again, join your Brain Break virtual room. You can go do musical instruments. You can practice your multiplication facts. You can do your fitness center and do your Go Noodles. You can go to the arcade and do your games. So make your choice. When you're done with your 15 minutes, click on my Bitmoji, and then you'll complete the form to show me which room you visited. Here's your listening room. Okay, let's go visit our Brain Break rooms. You have until 9:50. Yes, Ariana, you can read. There's even a reading room, Ariana. Have you seen the reading room yet? Check out the reading room. Yeah, but you can read if you want an actual paper book in your hands to touch and feel. Yes, you can read a book. Let's just think about, what do we notice and what do we wonder as we are looking at this image? So again, you've got your image 2 and image number 1. What do you notice and what do you wonder?
I noticed that there's so many donuts in the box.
Yes, so let's go ahead and share this link, and you guys can join me right on the Jamboard, and you can do your noticings and your wonderings with me here, okay? So go ahead and click on that link that I put into your chat box, and now you're joining me. Thank you, Chase, who's with me now. Thank you, Emma, who has joined our Jamboard. You are clicking on the link in the chat box to come join us now. There's Isabella, who's joining our Jamboard. Ooh, we already have Chase putting in his ideas. There's Tristan. Thank you, Tristan, for joining us. There's Lily. Thank you, Lily. I see Alyssa is here on our Jamboard. You can use your microphone or the chat box or the Jamboard. All right. Ooh, we've got some questions. Isabella said, I wonder how many there are. Emma said, I wonder how heavy the box is. Okay, be careful. We're not scribbling. We're using the sticky notes. Remember? You got to grab a sticky note first. Okay, we noticed how big are the donuts is a question. Make sure you put your name so we know who wrote it. They loaded the donuts in the truck. Yes, Chase, you are right. And that they are all glazed donuts. How big is the box? Let's put that over to our wonder side. There is a big box of donuts. Yes, Lily, you are right. You are right. And it didn't have any numbers on the box. So I'm going to say the box had no numbers. So it had no support to help us out. Usually there's some kind of number on the box. So that's something that I noticed. All right. Let's go ahead and head to our estimates now. I see a lot of noticings and wonderings. And let's go to our estimations. Okay. How many donuts do you think are in the box? Type it on a sticky note. Flying in. We're going to have to move these down to the low side. Okay, and Chase is saying 175, and then we can squeeze that one in. Good. And then let's put 175. Oh, okay, now we've got tons of estimates. Thank you for participating, and thank you for adding your estimate. We are ready to roll, guys and girls. So if you didn't get a chance to put your estimate in, hopefully it's somewhere right here in this middle range we're thinking. But you know, we are not quite sure yet. You know, there could be other things that we haven't considered. So let's think about, what information do we need to know in order to figure this out? And we don't know how many. We are wondering how many columns, and we are wondering how many rows, because we don't know that, okay? I'm also wondering if maybe the box is thick. Right? Like, look, if the box is thick, then could there be multiple layers of donuts, which would be like a third dimension, right? So we'd have the length, we'd have the width, and we'd have this like height or this thickness. How many of you would get a donut wedding cake?
I would.
Ariana's like, no.
Me?
Yeah, what about a donut?
I have a party with my friends, like a sleepover,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have donuts all day.
Nice. Yeah. You're gonna have like just as many, like 2,400 donuts, huh?
Yeah, not in the box.
Yeah, go ahead. Who else?
One time my dad bought like a whole Krispy Kreme, a dozen.
Yeah.
2 dozens, and I ate all the one dozen box, and then the next morning I ate the other one.
Wow. How did you feel after all of that?
I mean, I liked it until my stomach hurt.
Yeah, I bet. And Chase said donuts with whipped cream. I've never had donuts with whipped cream. Is that good, Chase? Chase is like, yeah, that's good.
Dr. Bober, I told my parents that I really, really love the Jamboards that we do. And they're like, oh, that's good.
Good. Do they know what a Jamboard is?
I show them.
Uh-huh. Oh, good.
And they're like, oh, that looks fun.
Oh, good.
They know I can't I can't do word problems. I can only do things where it's like pictures, because I like doing math that involves pictures, and that's what you do with the Jamboards.
Yeah. So what do you mean you can't do word problems?
It's difficult for me to do word problems and understand it.
Yeah, because there's what, too many words, or why? Why are they hard?
Because they use, I don't know, it's just hard. And pictures, I don't know. I think I like pictures that they use.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, most people are visual learners. They have to see something in order to learn it. So what you're going to want to do, Emma, is when you're reading a word problem, you want to draw a picture every time to go with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to help. Because I draw a lot of the pictures for you. You know, on some of our Jamboards, I have the picture already for you. But when we're solving word problems, you want to get in the habit of just have your scratch paper and draw out what it's telling you. So like if it says boxes of donuts, you know, draw your rectangle boxes and draw your donuts in there, or draw your rows and columns. So always do a little picture to help you if that's the way that you learn best.
Okay.
But I'm glad you like the Jamboards. I like them too. I'm having so much fun with the Jamboards. Okay, kids, we are back from our reflex time. So as you join me back into our Google Meet, go ahead and type hi in the chat box. If you're typing hi in the chat box, I know you are back from your reflex math time, or you're going to the bathroom, get a drink of water, and now you're back. So Emma is back. Thank you, Emma. Isabella is typing hi in the chat box. Thank you, Isabella. Lily is typing hi in the chat box. I see Lily. I see Alyssa's typing hi in the chat box. Thank you, Alyssa. Who else is back? We've got 4. There we go. Oh, now we're coming back in. Oh, there's everybody. We've got Ariana, we've got Chase, we've got Ramaya saying hi in the chat box. Thank you so much for being here and being ready to start. We need a few more people coming back to join us. Remember, we have 23 people in this class, so I should have 20. Well, 2 of those people are me because I'm logged in twice. I've got my 2 computers. So we should have 21 highs right now in the chat box. If you're just coming back from your reflex, there's Tristan. Thank you, Tristan. Type hi in the chat box. Thank you, Eric and Charles. I see you guys are back, ready to join us. Okay, here you are now seeing my screen, and I'm showing you our Google Classroom, because now we are going to our virtual zoo. Now remember, I created a zoo experience for you so that you guys could have a little experience of what it's like outside of our 4 walls that we're all stuck in right now in our homes. Or for me, I'm sitting in my classroom right now, giving you a little bit of experience of things that we're missing out on. I just don't want you to feel that you're missing out on the world while we're all just stuck at home right now. Okay, for this one, we are going to be working on our expressions again, writing an expression. But instead of pictures of animals like we were doing the last couple of days, we are writing an expression based on kind of like the donut problem, right? If you look at this, this is like the box of donuts, right? And okay, Ariana, back to our math now. Back to our math now. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is like our donut problem. We've got our rows, we've got our columns, and we're going to write an expression to represent this array. It's called an array because it's a shape like a rectangle. Okay, so an array has rows and columns. So that's why we are writing an expression for this. So let's start with the first one. Let's just count how many squares down we're moving, or how many lengths down. What do you count?
I count 4 going down.
Good. Do we have agreement? Who's in agreement? Okay, Lily's in agreement. Who else is in agreement? I'm going for participation right now. Who else is in agreement? Use your microphone. Thank you, Chaser. Use your chat box. Thank you, Alyssa. So we are counting 4 units, or 4 parts, or 4 lengths. There we go. We're counting 4 units of length. So I could put a little U. We're talking about squares or units. Now we're going to count our units going across, but we're going to count them by the color. Okay, so let's start with the blue units. How many blue units across?
3.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Remember, you can chat and you can also use your microphone. Okay, so we have 4 by 3, or length times width. Okay, that's going to give us the area. But again, we are not finding the answer today. We are finding just the expression. So this is like 4 times 3. And I can write it down here as 4 groups of, or 4 rows of 3. And then if I put it in parentheses, that's showing me the blue set. Done. We're not solving it. We're not putting an equal sign. No, because we are just writing the expression, not the equation. Let's move to the next one. Okay, so now we're writing an expression to represent this array. But for this one, I'm going to choose some volunteers. So I'm dropping the link in the chat box, and I'm going to choose some volunteers to do the writing with me this time, okay? So go ahead and join me if you are saying, I want to volunteer, I want to try it, Dr. Bober, then you click on the Jamboard and join me. If you're not quite ready to be my volunteer, you can watch and observe and participate with your microphone and the chat box. So I have a few volunteers already. I have Emma, I have Alyssa, I have Isabella, I have Lily, I have Chase, I have David. Thank you. And multiply length times width. Yes, Chase. Good. Go ahead and multiply length times width. We can put parentheses around that section. Alyssa's going to write the blue section for us. Thank you, Chase. Good work, Chase. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Isabella. So that's 2. So we have 3 groups of 2. Good job. And I see Emma's getting started over here. Good, Emma. Put those together and make your expression. Remember to use parentheses to help you with your expression down below. Isabella, how should we write this section of your expression? Show me in the chat box. Good, Emma. Good. Yes, except you know what? We're going to change that plus sign to a multiply sign. That's all. This is a multiply because we have length times width. So try one more time. Type in the chat box 3. That's okay. 3 times 2. Yes. Good, Emma. You're going to add that together. And then Isabella said that it's going to be yes. Isabella, 3 times 2 in parentheses. 3 times. Yes, there we go. And we're just waiting for this last one. So let's do this together. How many across the top? Yes, there it is. Good. Is that Lily? Good, Lily. 5. And then how many going down? Beautiful. And then we're going to multiply length times width. So now we need to write it as an expression. We have about 6 or 7 minutes for this last job. You are going to create your own array. Watch me first, and then I'll share the link with you. Okay, you're going to use these squares. You're going to click on one of the squares and find the 3 dots in the corner. Do you see my example? If you see that, type a Y or a yes in the chat box. And I'm going to put another rectangle next to it. And I can do it any size I want, okay? And then I'm going to, so I'm not going to use this one. And then I'm going to write my expression. So I need to label my sides. And if you don't have a pen to use, you can use sticky notes, okay? And I'm going to label my side, and I'm going to write my expression. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the blue array, the blue part of the array, or the yellow part of the array, and then write your expression down below. All right, you each have a shared slide, a shared Jamboard. So let me go ahead and share that link with you so that you have enough time. You should be able to edit this one, and here we go. You're going to click on that Jamboard in the chat box and come join me here onto your Jamboard. There's Emma. Thank you, Emma. There's Eric and Charles. Thank you. Oh, good. You guys are coming on in. Find your Jamboard. I've got all the Jamboards here. So go ahead and find your Jamboard. And then once you've found your Jamboard, you can start building your array. If you have a question, use the chat box. You can. Very good, Charles and Eric. And then start writing your expression. Good job, Alyssa and Emma. Start writing your expression. Yes, Abel and David, good job. Start writing your expression when you have a second color. Beautiful, Ariana and Penelope.
I'm trying to go to the thing, but it's going very slow.
Who is this speaking to me?
Ramaya.
Ramaya. It is going slow, probably because you have a lot of windows open. Do you have a bunch of tabs open up here at the top?
Mine's going slow too.
Yeah. Do you have tabs up here at the top?
No, I only have 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be slow because we're all typing at the same time.
I only have 4.
Yeah, it could be slow because we're all typing at the same time. And sometimes that happens, and we just have to be patient, right? We have to be patient.
Okay.
Who is that speaking to me? Billy, let me take a look at yours and see how I can help. So which colors do you want to do? Blue, yellow, or red? Which color do you?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, so let's just get rid of red.
All right.
Get rid of red. Okay, so let's duplicate the blue. I'll help you out, hun. I'll help you out. We got this. We got this. And then let's duplicate the yellow.
How many times?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
Let's do it like this. Let's do this.
So I still duplicate the blue?
Yeah, I'm helping you. Do you see mine?
Duplicate. All right.
There you go. Good. Okay, that's one more. Make one more.
All right, I got it.
Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to count it, Billy, okay? So we're going to count how many, okay, stop right there. No more duplicates. Now we're going to count how many units are going this way across, and we're going to count how many units or lengths or parts are going down. So count this way. What's your number?
2.
Yes.
And down is 3.
Yes. And now we're going to do the same thing with yellow. Go ahead and count the yellow side.
All right, so.
All right. Good. Jaden and Nicholas, I see you starting. Billy, I'll come right back to check yours in a second. Maya and Tristan, good work. Good work. Let's count this number across here. And then Tristan and Ramaya, let's count this number going down here. Okay, can you put your number in for me, please?
Dr. B.
Yes, hon. Charles and Eric, yes, look at you guys. Nice. Keep going. Alyssa and Emma, yes, you are done. You guys can move on to your journal, your reflection journal. You're almost done. Chase and Jason, you did this correctly. And Chase, the only thing is that we are not 6 times 6. We are 6 times
1.
Yeah. And then you're going to add to that the blue. So we've got red is 6 times 1, and then blue is 6 times 1. It was working. Boys and girls, it's time for our reflection. So we are going to stop here and come back to this tomorrow. Go ahead and go to your reflection journal. Add a link into the chat box for you so that you can go right to your reflection journal. Boys and girls, once you're done with your reflection journal, please make sure you turn on your camera